So, Coach, get ready. Homecoming, big week against a shorter team that gets stingy with the ball. And so, keys to the game, what would those be?
Well, it's a very good shorter team, and they're very effective in their offense and running the ball, and they can limit possessions on you and make it a long afternoon if you don't play your assignments on defense. And our front four on defense really need to play well, and that's going to be a huge key for us. This week, as much or more so than any other week, we're going to stress first down production on both sides of the ball. Offense, we got to keep ourselves ahead of schedule and get positive yards on first down. And defense, we got to try to keep them off schedule and keep them from having big chunk yardage plays on first downs. Special teams are always huge, but it's even more so for us where we are as a team right now. We've got to win special teams, and so that's going to be a big emphasis for us this week, and our guys are going to respond and do that. Anytime you face a team that runs the ball and runs it as much and as effectively as Shorter does, you got to have your eyes in the right spots, and you got to play physical on defense and match their physicality and create some big plays of our own.
You talk a lot about having your eyes in the right place on both sides of the ball. Explain a little more about what that exactly means.
Well, on every play, whether it's offense or defense or special teams, our guys have keys that take them to where their assignment is supposed to be. And on offense, you're always trying to mess up defensive players' eyes. You're always trying to give them some type of window dressing to get their eyes in the wrong spot, so it gets their body off their assignment and in a bad alignment. So each of our players knows their keys. They know their reads, and they've got to have their eyes on those spots. And that's never more important than when you're playing an option football team, because if you're responsible for the fullback, you've got to have your eyes on him and not let the quarterback or the slot back get you off of him with their motions and their different actions. So it's different fits and where your eyes are going to take you to where you need to be. And so that's where we start. That's where football starts. You start with training their eyes.
So and I guess Shorter has not changed much with Coach, with Phil still being there. They're still doing the same things offensively.
They are and doing them well. And Coach Jones and his staff and Charlie, their offensive coordinator, I know him. They do a great job, and they're going to be a well-coached football team. Watching them this year, the only difference I'd say is they're playing even harder as a team. They're playing really hard especially on defense. I mean, they're getting after it, flying around, and look like they're having fun playing the game, and it's showing. The results on the field are showing because of that.
And speaking of their defense, probably the best player on the field is that safety for them.
He's very active. Jordan Shaw is a very, very active DB in this conference, and he likes to get down and get involved in the run game, and he's athletic enough to get back and on your play actions or in your pass game be productive there too. So he's a very active player, and he gets the most out of his body, and he's not scared to throw it up in there. And but all around on defense, they're really solid. I think they returned all 11 starters from last year, and they're playing really good and playing confident on defense right now, and they have good reason to.
What about our injury situation on offense, particularly, I guess, at quarterback? We got to ask because it's been kind of due to injury and other circumstances. It's been a little bit of a merry-go-round there for the last 3 weeks. So where are we there?
Well, Dez got a little banged up again Saturday. Trent's coming off of an injury. We think he'll be 100% by this weekend. Harry got a few nagging things, but nothing huge. So, we feel like, out of the health of them, Harry's probably the most healthy right now. But we feel like all three will probably most likely be ready to go on Saturday if needed. We're going to go through the week of practice and figure out the one that gives us the best chance to win. And let's see them on Saturday and let it roll.
Finally, last week too, Darryl Collins had probably his biggest game since last year, I guess, as far as just number of catches, number of targets. You think Darryl was finally kind of getting over the hump back and feeling better physically?
I think that's got a lot to do with it, and they they single covered him a lot, and you know, anytime we get single cover matchup, we gotta take advantage of it and let our guys go make plays, and he did that. And the ones he didn't make, that we got some PI calls on, and and that's what you're gonna get when we got some good players on the edge, and we're gonna give them some opportunities to make some plays. He had a really big game against Shorter last year. I think he scored 3 touchdowns, and it'd be great for him to continue to improve off of last week's performance and have another big game this week with some other guys.
So it's homecoming on the UWA campus. Does it mean any more, or is it just another week of preparation, another game in the GSC, or is there something special about it?
Well, football-wise, it's another week and another game in the GSC, and we talked to our guys about it. Homecoming's for the fans and for the alumni and the students, and there's a lot of activities during the week that build up to the game that are fun for the fans and students and alumni. Our job in homecoming is to come out and win the game, and so we got to prepare just like any other week to do that. The thing that it does add is it'll be a great atmosphere, and it's going to be a good crowd. There's going to be a lot of alumni that have already called and told me they're coming back and to see the game. So it's going to be a good crowd. It's going to be a good atmosphere. So that will help with the energy level. And and that can help fuel us as a football team. That's the benefit we get from it as a team. And then we just got to focus on doing our part. And our part of homecoming is to win the game. And that's what we got to put all our effort into.
One last question, and it goes along with the homecoming. 3 more guys joining you in the UWA Athletic Hall of Fame. They'll be on the field and go out with our captains. A couple of former Tigers, and of course, Dr. Andrews goes without saying who he is, but with Kevin Guy and Leo Wright coming back, it's got to be nice to have those guys around these kids.
It is, and all 3 of those have meant a lot to this program, and not just football, but to the university. And Dr. Andrews, he doesn't get any better in his profession than him, and I'm excited that he's going to be able to be here. Kevin and all the stuff he's done, and continuing into the top level of playing, and he's coached I don't know how many championships now, but has had a lot of success. And then Leo, Leo's done a lot for this program recently and through the years, and was a huge help in our weight room expansion. And we're very excited to have those 3 guys be here. But the teammates that played with them are going to be back to support them too, and that's a huge thing, because we've got a good base of Tigers that came through here, and we want them involved, and we want their support, and we're glad we have it.